Good afternoon, folks. Hope everybody's having a good day today. It's been a minute since I put a video out, mainly because there's just so much craziness happening that by the time I digest it, it's already changed, and basically anything that I would say would be obsolete. And so, in that case, there's really no use in saying anything. One thing I will point out, though, one thing that's been pretty consistent throughout this whole election challenging uh, aspect of our election are the people on the right, the people that rode President Trump's coattails into power, the people that when Trump ran in the primary, they were the never Trumpers, and then when he got elected, they kind of fell in line, and acted like they had his back, and they sure rode his popularity into getting elected again, getting reelected, raising money for campaigns. But what I want us to do is I want us to remember these people. I want us to start naming these names, naming names, and remembering these people in the Republican Party who have came out publicly and asked President Trump to concede. Uh, I want to keep fresh in your mind that these people, they go on these talk shows, they go on TV shows, they give interviews, they do radio interviews, they do little hit segments and whatever, and they talk about how Democrat control is the end of our republic. Yet they don't want our president to fight till the bitter end, especially knowing the shenanigans and the goings on in basically four or five counties in our country that swung the election the opposite way. They tell us that Democrats taking over is the end of America, but you see people like Lindsey Graham, going up and giving Kamala a little fist bump there on the Senate floor. I mean, and I'm not saying you don't need to be civil. I mean, you're elected officials. Of course, you need to be civil. You need to be civil, and you need to speak with one another across the aisle, different political opinions, differing political beliefs, to get work done for the American people, which, by the way, doesn't seem to be happening or hasn't happened in the past 4 years. But nonetheless, just remember these people. Because elections will be coming up again, and these same people are going to be asking for your donations. They're going to be asking for your support. Now, ideally, it would be better to oust these folks in a primary, because whether they believe it or not, I do believe Democrat control is the end of our republic. I mean, we're already seeing it. Take a look at Portland. What happened in Portland last night, where they Antifa was holed up in a house that's been foreclosed on like 2 years ago and's already sold to another property owner. Property owner can't get them off of their property. I don't know if it's a his or her company, whatever, but can't get those people off of his property. So the police go in to remove them, and what happens? They attack the police, and the police retreat. Now, I don't know if that situation's resolved. I know, as of the last I saw, they had built barricades and basically dared the police to come make them leave. That's a Democrat-ran city. That's the future of our country. We have Texas filing this lawsuit against Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and I think Wisconsin, uh, challenging their election results, saying that the way they conducted their election disenfranchises the voters in the entire United States. And you know what? I agree with them. You can't willy nilly just make up rules as you go when it comes to elections. There are certain laws that are in place. Now, states do control their elections, but there is a process to which those laws must be passed. You can't just say one person by edict say this is how it's going to happen and that's the way that it happens. Okay, so we want no excuse mail-in voting. You know what I want? I want no excuse mail-in firearm sales. How about that? How about let's get a governor step up and say, okay, in my state, we're going to have no excuse mail-in firearm sales, because you know what? That's a constitutional right, as much as voting is a right. But it's the weight that they put on this stuff. And I would argue that voting for people who represent us and who are supposed to have our country's best interests in heart is as much as importance as the Second Amendment. But anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. I just want people to remember these Republicans in name only. Remember these rhinos. Remember these establishment politicians who, to them, it does not matter the direction that our country goes. It does not matter how the people in our country are treated. It does not matter the laws that are passed, because in their mind they are establishment. Those laws do not apply to them. They are going to line their pockets either way, whether we have American economy and American business booming, or whether they're selling American interests out to foreign countries. They and their family, just like Joe Biden with Hunter, are going to profit, while the American people, on the other hand, are going to suffer. Remember, remember, and write them down if you have to. Remember, there's videos of it all over the net. I'm not going to, they'll probably delete this if I actually do say names, but just remember it. It's not hard. And when they come and when they ask for your support, when they ask for your money, when they ask for your donations, ask them, well, why is it so important now when it wasn't, when President Trump was basically fighting for what these people say is our republic? What these politicians say would be the end of our republic. But President Trump should concede. We all know what happened. We all saw this coming. Anybody with any sense of common sense and logic saw this election sham coming back when they started this whole mail-in voting stuff. There's no security there. There's no security. You can do what you want. Recounts. Oh, well, he's lost 15 recounts. Well, it doesn't matter, because if you're recounting votes that aren't validated, votes that can't be deemed to be actual legal votes, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's like I said in a previous video, I could have $10,000 in Monopoly money laying down there and count it and say I've got $10,000. Doesn't matter whether it's Monopoly money. Same thing with these votes. It's the same premise. There's a big stack of votes. The mail-in envelopes are gone. The signature verification, nobody's done that. And I'm very disappointed in the governors and the leadership in Georgia. They could have, and regardless of whether you want Trump to win or not, don't you want to know that there wasn't some bullshit happening? Or are you afraid of what that might uncover? Brian Kemp, I'm talking to you right now. Are you scared what an audit might uncover? We all know that the water main break and all that crap was a lie. And I remember I was in the car listening to the election results, driving back from an out of town trip, listening on Sirius XM. I heard them say plainly on several different channels that counting was going to stop because of a water main break. Apparently counting did stop, and the video proves it. Oh, those are ballots that had already been counted, or those are ballots that no. But what are you afraid of, Governor Kemp? Are you afraid of shining the light? Are you afraid of what may come out in the wash? Because if you're not, I would think even Democrats, if you won, if you have nothing to hide, what does it matter? That's my question. If Joe Biden really got more votes than President Obama, which I find very hard to believe, but if he did, then turn over every stone. Remember Russia? Remember the 4 years we spent on that? Turn over every stone. But I just want to end this video by just saying remember these establishment politicians. Remember when it comes time for them to be reelected. Remember that when our president, who is the first president that I can remember other than Reagan, who actually had American interests at the top of his priority list, when that president was on the ropes, and he may still pull it out, he may not, I don't know. I hope that he does, but if he doesn't, I don't know what any of us can do about it. But I know those politicians could have done something about it. And I know they're going to come ask for our vote. And I know they're going to come ask for our support. And you can give it to them if you want to. I won't. Establishment, to me, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, they're all the same. They are all the same. They have led us to all this debt. They have got us in these wars. They have got us in endless wars. They have created terrorists. They have destroyed swaths of our country. But as long as they're in power, I guess they don't care. If you like what I do, share it, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not, not saying that I might not. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Let me know. Anyway, y'all have a great day.